Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead of them and their companies. I'm your host, Olivia Salmons, and in each episode we'll uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today I'm very excited to be joined by Nancy Evans, founder of The Time to Grow. Nancy works with founders and leaders to help them scale their businesses in a more intentional and sustainable way, focusing on clarity, decision-making, and building structures that support long-term growth. Her approach challenges the idea that growth has to be chaotic or overwhelming, instead helping entrepreneurs build businesses that actually align with their life, the way they want to create. Nancy, welcome to Founders Future. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Hi, nice to be here.
Nice to have you here, and I'm very much excited to dive in and learn a little bit more about your journey. Nancy, with all of my guests, I do actually like to start at the beginning. So if you don't mind briefly taking me back to what it was you was doing before you started up The Time to Grow, and then from there, what was the motivation behind it?
Yeah, so rewind many years ago. So my background is actually in corporate and executive leadership. I used to have multiple roles at Apple, Target. I just had done that for over 10 years. And I really hit this point in my life where I was ready for something different. I did have some pretty heavy things happen in my life. I did have a couple people who were very close to me pass away, and it really caused me to reevaluate my North Star and really what I wanted to do. And so I was not even kidding you. I was reading Reddit, like an article, and it was about this accountant who had actually started his own business, and he had started a cleaning business and he ran it remotely. And I remember thinking that night as I was reading him, if he can do it, I can do it. I can figure this out. And so I ended up actually putting in my 2-week notice at Apple at the time. And I totally went headfirst into learning how to build and run my own residential house cleaning business. So that's actually where my entrepreneurial journey started. And after really getting into the groove, I did a lot of things with the Small Business Administration, with score.org, all kinds of things, learned as much as I could about building really an awesome service-based business. And I spent a couple years building that, grew it to over 6 figures, and then COVID hit. And it was funny because during that time, right around COVID hitting, I had already started actually working with my now husband. At the time, it was my boyfriend, and he was doing LinkedIn consulting. He was working with some of the top financial firms in the country around LinkedIn, and he had his own consulting practice. And so I, behind the scenes, had jumped in and started learning a lot about the digital marketing space and learning how LinkedIn worked and really all about business and businesses online. And so that really was this flame that was starting to bubble. I was super excited about learning more. And I always joke with people, I'm like, when you have those moments where it's like the light shines and you're like, ah, like this is what I want to do. I had one of those moments, but it was funny. I was learning about sales funnels. And
Yeah.
so during COVID, when that hit, I was already at a point where I was really moving and grooving. I was working behind the scenes with him. The cleaning business at that time, I actually gifted it to my head cleaner. And again, because COVID was so rough and caused a wrench in a lot of things, I let her kind of continue on that path with it. And I switched over to full time growing my own agency, which I still do run. So that's another business that I run. It's called BYOB Agency, which stands for Build Your Online Brand. And then doing a lot of work with my husband. And that's when we formed The Time to Grow. So after obviously building multiple businesses, which his background is also in the wellness space. So he built multiple brick and mortar businesses. So with his business knowledge, my business knowledge, and really coming together, we started helping to really coach and teach and consult entrepreneurs who are looking to start their own thing or who are really looking to scale their own business. And we always tell people we led the way and we're here to help you along in the journey. And that's really been the big focus. And The Time to Grow, honestly, has been such a labor of love. We work with service professionals, coaches, consultants, anyone who really works one-to-one with clients. And we love, right, helping everyone get clear on the clients that you're serving, the offers that you offer. And then obviously, we do focus everything around what we know works and what we know around LinkedIn. And so, LinkedIn is our primary platform that we really, it's the heart of really everything that we do with the time to grow.
Awesome stuff. So firstly, thank you so much for sharing that journey. And as you say, it all had that compound effect where you got the first business, you had your little taste, and then from there you realized, no, this is actually what I want to do. And those aha moments just kept rolling and rolling, which is a really cool aspect. And yeah, COVID unfortunately put a spanner in the work for a lot of businesses, especially within your sector. I feel like hospitality, events, and cleaning were obviously the two big ones affected because no one was leaving their house. So it was like naturally they didn't have, could have a cleaner to come first of all, and naturally what else was they going to do with their time apart from clean their own house? So yeah, it was one of those things where you have to just unfortunately lump it and move on. But so nice that you could then develop something that you and your husband just put all those skills to use, and now hoping other people do the same thing. There's nothing better than the fulfillment you get when you are working with service-based founders because obviously they're so giving, so caring as well. You're just having that nice trickle-down effect, helping them as help as many people as possible, which is a really fun aspect. I love it. So let's dive into the time to grow a little bit more, just so the listeners can have some context moving forward. So Nancy, at this point in, who would you say is your ideal client? Who is it that you very much love to work with the most? And then from there, how is it you help them? And how would you support them along their own journey?
Yeah, great questions. Our ideal clients through the time to grow are coaches, consultants. We do work with an array of service professionals. So everything under the umbrella could be attorneys, doctors, financial advisors, health insurance brokers, everyone again who's looking to really build their business and generate more leads and are looking to really grow in their business and build that know and trust with their audience. And so everything that we do revolves around helping those service-based businesses. And I always joke, I'm like, guys, let's keep it simple. Every single business, we're here for one thing, right? We want to solve people's problems and we got to get out there and tell people what we do. So we're able to do that.
I love that. And I feel like founders do very much struggle with the second half of that. They're usually very good at solving the problem, but they struggle expressing how they can solve their problem. It's like getting their own ideas and their own words out so that other people can understand. It's generally one of the nuances I find that is a bit tricky for them. But with that being said, though, how is it you help them scale and grow their companies? Do you very much integrate yourself in the business with them and get in the trenches? What is your style or your approach, Nancy?
Yeah, it's a great question. We have like a little value ladder of offers that we have, and we do keep it simple. We've got a plug and play, I'll say, foundational 6-month program called Expert Foundations,
Hmm.
where anyone who is thinking about starting a business, and again, this is a service-based business, and wants to really get started with the A to Z of all the things that you should do from determining your ideal clients to your offer to hiring your first team member, everything is included. Expert Foundations, that was built really, again, labor of love by me, really, because it was what I always wished that I had. So that's one thing that we have. Another that we recently opened last year is something called the Expert Content Society. It's actually a community membership, and people, again, all service professionals can join. And it's not only just a networking group, but it's a place where every single month we drop what we call a content hub for helping you create LinkedIn content. And for example, if I'm a coach or a consultant and I'm looking to really build my personal brand, in fact, I always use the example. I'm like, if I was a PR agency and I was asking, what I want to put Olivia on the front of Forbes magazine, but does Olivia have an online presence? Let's go search. So basically, what we've done is reverse engineered what types of things we want to put out there and how we can show up and really represent ourselves and build our personal brand. And the way that we do that is through our content hubs. We have a whole visibility to conversion method, which is built out every single month that you're actually creating content on LinkedIn. I build out AI prompts where it's almost like an interviewer that interviews you. You answer the questions and it will generate content to best practices to post on LinkedIn. And we do that for all formats every single week. So you can choose from a text post, a poll post, a carousel, a newsletter. You can also do like a video with a post to promote it as well. So we have recently started that. We've got over 250 members, which we're super excited about. And that's something that we're going to continue to grow this year. And then our highest kind of offer and the coolest way I would say to work with us is our Expert Authority Mastermind program. And so this is for any service professional who already has a business, they're already rocking and rolling, but they don't necessarily have that consistency, right? With scaling their business, with generating leads consistently. And again, everything is focused around LinkedIn. And so
Right.
we take you through a process together. And it is a one-on-one and group coaching program where we teach you how to scale your business and make sure that you're super clear on your clients, your messaging, your offers, and make sure that you have a sales prospecting routine. So,
Awesome stuff. Nothing more important than a sales prospect. But I like that you have like several different avenues of way people can work with you. I love the idea of the community. And as you say, just providing them knowledge every month, because that's one of the tricky things when you are personal brand is obviously, you'll know, it's so important in marketing nowadays. Like it's very much taken that shift. Even the bigger companies are using other people's personal brand to get their own leg up as well. So yeah, it's very much leaning into that. And it's a forever changing field. Staying on top of content, staying on top of algorithms, staying on top of what one's best. Is it SEO? Is it keywords? Like how are we searching? So just helping them streamline that, cut the overwhelm out, which is a big part of marketing as well for people that aren't really new to the space. So that's a really cool aspect. And then actually from there, building on top of that and moving forward. Really cool. One thing I'm very curious to find out though, naturally with all your experience, is how you go about acquiring your own customers. So what channels or methods are you just really finding most effective at the moment in finding those right people to work with?
yeah, that's a great question. A couple ways that we really focus on. One, both my husband and I, we do speaking. We're on podcasts just like this. So we try to get out there and get the word out. I also, a couple years ago, wrote the book, How to Build Your Personal Brand on Social Media, obviously through books and trainings and things like that we do as well. We love LinkedIn. So obviously that's what we teach. That's what we know. My husband's worked with thousands of clients, and between us both, we've helped tons of clients. In fact, I always joke he's got over 500 LinkedIn recommendations. I don't know anyone else who has more. And I really have teamed up and we follow his patented process. And really, LinkedIn has been such an amazing place to prospect and generate not
Yeah.
only leads, but to generate power partners as well. And I always joke with people, everyone thinks that we've got to be spammy and we've got to get out there and we've got to do all this salesy talk. But on LinkedIn, I love it because it's more like just making friends. And you know what? You talk, you share how you can support each other. And at the end of the day, you're either leaving with a friend, you're leaving with a client, or you're leaving with someone who could potentially be an amazing referral and power partner.
Yeah.
I always tell people, I give the example, even with my agency, I was looking for a PR person who specialized in working with nonprofits. And I had actually done a little search on LinkedIn. It was my first connection. And after talking to the PR agency owner, I said, hey, I'm looking for support. Here's what I do. And I shared that I help post and create content. We do some repurposing. And she was like, I need your help. So at the end of the call, she was like, yeah, when you're ready to turn on the water hose of clients, I'm ready. I have so many for you. So things like that can happen. And it's totally achievable on LinkedIn. So those are our primary methods.
Beautiful. Yeah, and it is very based again on that connection spirit. Even with the speaking in the book, it's making sure people are resonating with you, hearing your voice, like connecting with you as well. LinkedIn is a beautiful platform to do that. Do you ever run any form of advertisements, or is it just very organic on your output when it does come to LinkedIn?
Yeah, so everything we've done actually in all of our 10 plus years of business has all been organic. In
Okay,
fact,
love
this
it.
year. So if we talk about maybe growth challenges or maybe some things that we're facing, definitely one thing that we're going to be doing this year is doing some paid traffic. We're in the process of actually building an evergreen sales funnel right now for our community. So that's delving into an area where, I've been Facebook ad certified in the past. I've done Google ads, we've done YouTube, things like that. Just dipping our toes in, really diving head first. That's going to be something that's new and different for us. But yeah, everything we've generated is actually all organic.
Beautiful. And across all the other businesses as well. So this will be like the first kind of venture, in, as you say, kind of touching your toes in the water of paid ads. I think paid ads are amazing. I think they bring a great level of consistency. They are tricky on LinkedIn. Us as a company here, where you get a lot of success on Meta and YouTube are great platforms to use. I think to drive traffic with LinkedIn would be an amazing idea for you. So yeah, just taking those steps and moving on from there. And with all that being said, then what are your like visions or ambitions for the company moving forward when you think of the next 6, 12 months? What are the goals or the targets that you're working hard towards achieving?
Yeah, it's a great question because we are in a super growth mode. It's funny, my husband and I, we said the word this year is optimize, right? Not new, not like creating all these different things. It's actually just optimizing and growing what we have. And our big focus is really to continue to grow and focus on our community. It's just such an amazing community, the Expert Content Society. It's so fun. It's literally created so much traction for the members already. We've had such great feedback, and not only from our founders, but from our members who join. And we just recently made it so people can actually join at any time. And they're getting amazing results. We're having people actually have clients reach out to them just based on content. We have people who are feeling like, finally, I'm ahead with my content and I have the support that I need
Yeah.
to show up in the right way. When you mentioned it earlier, right? It's such a struggle sometimes for people to communicate what they do. And also, when you're supposed to go on a platform and you're not really sure what to post and you don't want to be spammy and you don't want to be salesy, we've got that all covered. Literally, we built tools and prompts that you can fill in that makes every piece of content your own, customized to you because it's your stories, your skills, your abilities. So we love giving people the really gift of being able to show up and really build their personal brand and build the know, like, and trust in the right way instead of just posting some generic stuff and being salesy. So we definitely want to focus on growing that community.
I love it. I do, and as I said at the start, I do think it's such a great way to do it because it's such a new hat for most founders to wear is that content creator, especially if they're from it's slightly, I'm going to say slightly older generation, if they're from where internet was, it's now coming through, but it's nice to just cut out everything they need and as you say, make it very bespoke and tailored to them and still in a unique way where they're going to be heard is a really cool aspect. I also love the idea of a community in general, just because you'll know yourself, being a founder can be a very lonely place. So even just having other people around that they can lean on, they can support yourself as well as the coaches running the community, it just brings a whole nother level of like camaraderie to any kind of offer, which I really enjoy as well. And where are you probably finding like the biggest challenge for yourself at the moment, either in taking those next steps or even within the current business?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenges really are just continuing to really, it's like the saying, new level, new devil.
Okay.
It's focusing on shifting into this next phase of our business, which again, everyone that we coach and we consult, it's like we're helping them get to a certain level and we're continuing to lead the way. And we're very
Yeah.
transparent and we love sharing our mistakes and our little bumps in the road and things like that to help everyone else. And I'll tell you what, whew, really dialing in and making sure that we have the right team in place, ironing out our processes, which I am a process nerd. I am like an operations. I love, right, to have all of that together. But even I have had quite a few gaps. So, really peeling back those layers and filling in wherever we've had gaps and really streamlining. And honestly, it's been such a I would say just an exciting thing because even as challenging as it's been, getting the feedback from my team or getting the notes of them saying, hey, we mapped out this whole process. It's really good. Can't wait for you to see the new launch guide or whatever that might be. It just feels really good to have a lot of these gears working in the right way. And it's a different business than it was last year and the year before. So it's that scaling and growing.
And as you say, new level, new devil, and it is just about learning as much as you can. And then, as you correctly said, providing that information to everybody else when you are leaving the wave and you're at the front of that, at the front of the wave and leading the way. If I get my words out, but it is that kind of aspect, and just providing value and building trust is a beautiful thing to do. And Nancy, I have one final question to ask you. So, if you could go back in time to a younger self, and you could only leave yourself with one piece of advice moving forward, something you know now, but that you didn't know back then, what would you say to yourself?
Oh, a quote that I actually love, I have it in my office, is go confidently in the direction of your dreams, live the life you've imagined. That's one. It was on a little bookmark that my dad gave me when I was little too. And I was a little nervous kid when I was little. I didn't have a ton of confidence. And if I knew what I knew now, that it really is possible to create your own future, to actually create a business and to build something that you really can have control and flexibility over who you work with and how you work with people. And honestly, I think that's been such an amazing gift. And as a kid, I didn't know that I could actually love what I do and build something like this. And after doing the 10 years in corporate, when really, I really did burn myself out in a nutshell, it really just feels so refreshing. I feel so grateful for where I am now and for having the ability to build the businesses that I've built. So I would definitely tell my younger self, you got this. It's going to be okay. And you can definitely create your own future.
100%. You control your own destiny and you have got this. And Nancy, thank you so much for joining me today and for sharing your incredible journey and insight with us. where can our listeners reach out best to work with you or connect with you if they would like to?
You can check out our website at thetimetogrow.com. You can also check out our Instagram, which is The Time to Grow. You can follow me on LinkedIn, again, Nancy Evans. And yeah, we on thetimeToGrow.com as well. If you guys want to check out our programs, you can check out Foundations, our Mastermind, and also our Expert Content Society.
Beautiful stuff. And thank you, Nancy, again. I really appreciate your time today. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed today's conversation, please be sure to go and check out Nancy Evans. As you just said, drop a message on LinkedIn, check out the website and check out The Time to Grow on Instagram. I'm sure she would love to hear from everybody. And please do not forget to subscribe to Founders Future via wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're really looking to scale your business and you want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with one of our team and discover how we went from $0 to $30 million per year in less than 3 years. But until then, keep on climbing and we'll see you on the next one.